Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says yo.
Greetings, Koopalings, and welcome back to the Nintendo Shack. Yes, it is I, Garrett, just, running a solo show right now. That's what we do at the Nintendo Shack, right? Am I right? Wait, hold on. I got a phone call from Donnie here. I just got to pick it up. Hello? No, Donnie, we're not going to rename it Steam Shack. Sorry. Wait, she's back? She really is after all this time? Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we got our special guest back in, or our host, Elaine.
It's me, but not Mario. It's just me. What's up, you guys? Internet?
Yeah.
Hi, did you miss me? Did you guys miss me? There we go.
We
All
definitely
caps from
missed
Kyle.
you.
People miss me.
Yes,
What's this,
yeah,
everybody?
definitely.
Hi. I know, it's been a crazy couple of months. I hopefully will continue to be able to be back, but we'll take it 1 week at a time. For right now, I'm here.
1 week at
Hi.
a time.
1 week at a time.
Totally fine.
There I
That is
am.
totally
Thank
fine.
you. Look at that. Bex is in the chat giving the Elaines. What's
The
good,
Elaine
everybody?
emojis.
I
That
got
is
my
awesome.
emoji. I'm excited.
Elaine, we got a lot to talk about this
We
week.
have stuff.
We got stuff. We got Xenoblade Chronicles 3. We got some Game Boy emulation rumors and leaks. We got, I don't know, like Nintendo of America deciding to do random mentions of games and game releases. I am having a fantastic time. I'm ready for a great show.
Let's do this.
Elaine, what have you been up to? Like,
It's been okay. It's been a weird couple of months. Well, let's just say it's been a weird couple of weeks. So I accepted a new job that I am starting on Monday. So on Monday I will be starting a new job. So I've had the last 2 weeks off. Like last week was supposed to be my last week at work, not this current week, last week. But I got the COVID real bad. I'm vaccinated. I'm boosted. I wear a mask in public. It still got me. So
it still got you, yeah.
Let me tell you, it's the kind of virus where I remember whining to my girlfriend who also got it. I was like, I'm too sick to play video games. And she's like, I'm too sick to read my book. And we're both like, this is the worst.
Wow.
It was the worst. We were both basically, we just slept for a week. That's what we did.
That's the bad kind of sick. Dang.
It was bad kind of sick. So then at the end of that week, when I was feeling better, I had a credit from Verizon. So I went out and I got an iPad. The first iPad I've had in probably like 7 or 8 years. I got a new iPad Air. And so I've obviously played nothing but Plants vs. Zombies 2 on my iPad. For like
nice.
That's what my girlfriend is currently playing over there by the dog right as we speak. That's Dogface. He's chilling because he likes her better than me. I'm expecting her to give me the finger at any given moment. She's no. And she's playing Plants vs. Zombies 2. It's free to play and kind of ad heavy, but I still love Plants vs. Zombies. So that's been really fun. And I've sunk a bunch more time into Horizon Forbidden West, which is a bomb-ass video game. Is the only way to say that. It's really good, and I really enjoy it. So, for Bex in the chat, like, imagine how much worse it would have been if I wasn't vaccinated the COVID. Yeah.
No joke.
I was very sick, and I have 3 doses in me. I cannot imagine.
I mean, that's what I hear. It's like, even though you're vaccinated and boosted, it can still get you, and it can still be really rough. It can still be a
Yelp
struggle.
review is 0 out of 10. Would not hang out again. Would never order from COVID again. I still have a little bit of a like weird cough.
Like phlegm going on, yeah.
It's like post-nasal drip that won't die. I even retested myself to make sure I was negative, and I am. I hate it. So so I've been laying in bed playing the iPad and Horizon. That's what I did.
Hey,
what about you?
Plants vs. Zombies 2 is legit. I mean, I played the first one actually last year on the
first one's still great. I also re-downloaded the first one onto my iPad along with Cook Serve Delicious, which is a game that I love on iPad because it's all the tapping.
Okay.
When you don't know what to play, those are good things to play. So
for sure, I definitely recommend Severed. I think it's on iPhone and iPad. It's
also on Switch, isn't it? Isn't it also on Switch?
It's on Switch. I don't know if it's touchscreen enabled though.
Oh, is it better with the touch?
Yeah, so I played it originally on Vita. But it's just a hack and slash dungeon crawler,
Yeah.
and it's specific like touchscreen slashes at certain parts of the monsters.
Okay, yes,
Super
please.
cool, super
Yes, please.
interactive. Got the platinum on that one. It was so good.
I definitely want to check that out. So I'm gonna probably
Hmm.
pull that down.
Hmm.
Yep. Yeah. And just a warm thank you to the chat and all the listeners. I've gotten a lot of messages on social media, various kinds,
Yeah.
on the Discord. If I haven't responded to you, know that I did see your message, and you guys are awesome. I don't not want to be on podcasts. It's just been a difficult transitionatory time in my life,
I'm
and
sure.
I'm trying to figure it all out. So stay with me, be patient. I'm not done with this stuff yet. Don't worry.
For sure. Yeah, Rebecca and I been, it's been kind of lost without you, but we've had we pulled it through, and
I
now
know
you're slowly coming back.
you
It's
guys are
gonna be good.
pros. I'm hopefully Thursdays are good. So hopefully I will be back next week as well. We'll take it one
Cool.
week at a time, but this is looking good and it feels good to be back. Tell me tell me
Nice.
of your video games, sir.
The
Tell me.
video games I've been playing. Have you ever heard of a little game called Nobody Saves the World?
So yes, did you play this on
Yes.
Switch? Where did you play
No, I
this?
played this on Game Pass on Xbox.
Oh, you got it on it's on the Game Pass now. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you enjoy it?
Same studio that made Severed, Drinkbox
Mhm.
Studios. I'm gonna shout them out every time because I just absolutely love those guys. It is my favorite game of the year so far.
Whoa.
I mentioned that last week as well. When I was like good ways in. I think other games can knock it out the top
Mhm.
spot, but I suspect it'll be top 3, top 5 of the year.
Wow.
It is a very good video game. Yeah, for sure.
Those are big words to say. I like it.
Yeah,
It's on my
so
list. It's on my
Mhm.
list to play. It is. I just
Yeah, it takes
haven't.
about maybe like 12 to 15 hours to go through or somewhere around there. I like Drinkbox Studios because their games are digestible. They like you go in and you have like so much fun with it.
Mhm.
But not getting into it too much. You know how like the novelty goes with that game is basically you take in a bunch of different forms, like a
Mhm.
turtle, a dragon, a necromancer, like all these different forms, and you can instantly go at any time to any of these forms to face this mob of monsters that are like in the middle of this top-down 2D area.
Okay.
And basically these monsters can have buffs and debuffs, and you're gonna have to figure out how to break their defenses and then their health bars. Eventually, I felt like their enemy design was very well crafted. There's a bunch of them that just do various different things like range attacks and then like close quarters. Some of them can like eliminate you very quickly if you don't know what you're doing. And all the forms can like give you an advantage or a disadvantage the way you like approach mobs and monsters. You could go in full throttle with a bodybuilder form, but maybe that's not the best way to
Oh.
go about it. You may be a slug and just like go like actually literally draw back and like shoot them as they're being slowed down by your slime trail. Like there's just so many great ideas in that game. Very well executed. I beat it last night.
Nice.
Yeah, I
Okay.
wanted to see if I can 100% it, but you have to beat the game again in order to get that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I wonder if it's faster the second time through, like knowing what you
me
know.
too. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
it's kind of encouraging to hear. Like I'm playing Horizon and I love Horizon. Like I know that folks in the chat have asked for like more detailed impressions, and I just need a little more time with it. I got to one of the first bigger twists, and good things are
Mhm.
happening, and I'm getting lots of story, and I love it. I love the way they like retroactively shifted back the end of the first game that felt final to allow you to
Mhm.
have a second story. Great, good stuff. That's a huge game. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I've got Elden Ring in my queue, and that's a huge
Oh
game,
goodness.
right? It's a gigantic game.
Yeah.
I'm a Souls fan, so I hate myself basically. But so it's nice to hear like a bite-sized 12 to 15 hour experience, and for some people that's still long, is
Mhm.
quality. You know what I mean? Because
It's just fun from the get-go.
that I need in my
It's
life because
yeah,
it's big games, you know? They're
it's
big
like
games.
first 30 minutes you get it. It's like, "Oh, this is how it works." And it slowly reveals all the forms to you throughout the
That's nice.
game. And there's like mini quests for each of the forms to like advance it and like get more skills out of it. And there's particular things you have to do or tasks you have to do in order to progress them. And that way, man, I could just talking on and on about this game.
I think people should
I
just play it, especially if it's on the Game Pass.
It's on the Game
Oh wait,
Pass.
this is a Nintendo show. It's also
Yeah.
on Switch, correct? You can get it.
Yes,
at
it
their
is.
eShop.
It just released on Switch last week. I
Good.
heard it plays great on Switch
Excellent.
as well.
Excellent. Sweet.
And I think it's meant to be a handheld game because the Drinkbox Studios is originally a Vita developer, and so their games kind of transitioned to Switch pretty well.
They also did the Guacamelee games, correct?
Yes, they did the
Okay.
Guacamelee
Those are
games.
great games. Those are
and
great
Mutant
games.
Blobs Attack
Yeah.
game as well. Yeah.
I know the Guacamelee games are also on Switch. They make quality products. They're fun. They're unique in art style. I feel like I would not hesitate to recommend a Drinkbox game like 9 times out of 10. So for real, check them out. Yeah.
I totally agree with you. I'm still going through Shin Megami Tensei 5.
You hate yourself too. I see.
Oh, I'm having a great time with it though.
It's hard, and you know it's hard.
Oh my goodness. I'm at a boss right now, Elaine, and the music just got really, really good. Oh my gosh.
Did it get Latin? Is there a chorus? Is there a choir singing under you? Because
No, it's like techno beat. Hold on. Can you hear it?
Yes. Put that just directly into my veins. Put it in.
Right? I think that's the most popular song.
The Shin Megami stuff is like they make you want to stay in a boss fight all year, and you will because they're forever long. So, which is fine,
Yeah, I'm about 40 hours in, and I'm still like, still having a good time with it. It's
nice.
The grind is there, but like once you figure out how to save properly, like save before anything, just
everything,
just every time, like you see a blue dot, a blue portal, he's like, you go there, you save, like
this should be your advice for anything that's Shin Megami. This applies to Persona, this applies to everything, because you could be there for a minute and you're gonna be pissed if you lose 2 hours of progress because you sat in a boss fight and whooped your butt to some charm. Bad things didn't happen to me in Persona 3. I'm not bitter still.
Fortunately they're very giving with the saving points. Like there's always one right before the boss, and like, hey, save right here and then you're good to go. I am facing a boss there. Every time I play this game, there's something new happens with like the interaction with like these monsters that I never knew about. There was this random one encounter. I had this monster with me in my party, and I encountered another particular monster, and they had conversations with each other. They had history with each other. Apparently, one was the apprentice, one was the master, and the master was like, "Hey, you're following this guy? Are you like revealing your goals? Are you setting on your mission with this guy?" He's like, "Yes." His goal is very clear, and he has a great conviction. I'm like, what is going on? Like, there's so many side stuff that happens in this game too. It's kind of crazy.
I'm into it. Yeah. I need to play it. I have the special edition over in my stack of I've been hearing things from people like, why are all these boxes still sealed? I don't want to talk about it. Okay. And by people, I mean the girlfriend and her kids, who are like, my kids are used to seeing my sealed boxes filled with nonsense. Yeah. Her kids are not. They're like, why aren't these boxes open? I'm like, whoa, slow down. Playing video games and collecting video games, they are two separate hobbies. I'm super good at one, not the best at the other. So,
well, can you imagine those prices like 5 to 10 years? Like,
I started using a piece of software that lets me like
log
every of my collection. It links to Steam and pulls everything in, and then it gives you an estimated current value of all your physical owned games. Only your physical games. It doesn't. Yeah, my 25K worth of video games.
Whoa.
That's not even the special editions. That's just there are like 4,000 video games in my library. That's just the regular games, like all of them.
Are they open box or sealed? Or
I told the app they were all open. Because some of them are still sealed. Like, I have sealed copies of Devil Summoner 2. I have a sealed copy of a couple things there. Yeah, it's got the little pushy guy. Right up there. I'm an idiot.
It's kind of an investment too, because
yes,
you pre-order it, you get it day one, you get it MSRP, you get it the
I bought it for
price.
Like my Earthbound cartridge is worth like $300. You know what I mean? It's just the way that this works. So I think the Super Nintendo games are what inflated. But like, I didn't even go through the collector's editions yet. I have an Elden Ring one in my cubby down there. It's got a 6 statue. I might have a problem. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. None of you judge me.
we free of judgment here, okay, on this show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm on this boss in Shin Megami Tensei 5, and it actually I didn't know it was. So there's like this night and sun cycle in this game,
Oh,
and
cool.
so it's kind of fast though. Like within a minute, it kind of changes, like
Mm.
kind of a sun cycle or whatever.
Whoa.
And then I hit this boss. This is one of the major bosses in this like area, and I didn't know, but it was completely black. My sun cycle was like the new moon or whatever. That apparently has a reaction to the field too. And so when I was going through a scene, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna be defeated because I'm just gonna try to analyze what's going on with this boss. And they're like, oh crap, no, it's like super dark. My powers are like half gone. I'm like,
Oh my god.
oh wait, what? And so it just
I love it.
surprises me every time, Elaine. It's so cool.
That's rad,
Um,
man. I love it when
yeah,
games make you feel that way, even when they're hard and they're kind of.
yeah,
I think this is the way a lot of people are feeling about Elden Ring, which is why I really want to
yes,
get to playing it. It's just one of those like, this game is kicking my entire butt, but oh, that thing is so cool, you know. Like I
mhm,
love that about video games. That makes me happy. So I'm glad to see you have a game that's
yeah.
giving you that experience. That's rad, man.
Yeah, I want to do Horizon Forbidden West for
Yeah,
sure.
you do. You
That's like
do.
a yeah. I got to go through the DLC first of the first game, the
So that
Frozen
I still
Wilds.
haven't actually done. I just
Oh, okay.
Game Belay was having like a big PC gaming sale.
Yeah,
And I got this new rig, which is another thing that's happened since I've been on the show.
nice,
And it's got a 3080 in it, and it's got all the RAM, and it's a big beefy boy. Yeah. And so I
beautiful,
bought the original Horizon for PC, and I bought God of War for PC, and I want to throw
nice.
those at this video card and just like,
Oh, it's gonna run
yeah.
beautifully. It's
And
gonna be
now I'm like,
4K, gorgeous.
what if I bought a new monitor? this wonderful woman who lives with me is just like, just do what makes you happy. I'm like, that is the worst possible thing to say to me. Like, it's just, you're gonna end up with so
You're
many
gonna buy the
boxes.
Odyssey, the 1440p ultra widescreen going
I had a
on.
38-inch curved OLED monitor in my cart for a minute, and I was like, that's a
Oh,
$1,500 monitor.
it is.
Slow your roll, Elaine. You know, it's actually a $1,000 monitor that's on sale. She's gonna kill me one of these days. No, she won't. She enables
Hey,
me. So,
I have those dreams though. I got the dream list going
yeah.
on.
Mhm.
Definitely the PC is there, the monitor's there, so
Yeah.
we'll get to it eventually. But
Yeah.
speaking of special editions,
Let's talk about it.
let's talk about it. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 gets moved up
By 2 months. It was originally
by
supposed to
2
be
months.
September of 2022.
Yeah.
It's now bumped to July, end of July, so a month and a half, really.
Yes. So July 29th, close to my birthday, so great birthday gift right
Okay,
there.
all right, okay.
There was a new trailer showcasing more gameplay, new combat system, more story. Actually, just recently watched it, so we can talk about it. The special edition is launching exclusively on the Nintendo Store and includes a steelbook and art book.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I own the other 2 Xenoblade
Yeah.
special editions, and I want the special edition. I like the, steelbooks for the Switch because 'cause they're the small
Hmm.
cases, so they always feel, like, really unique to me.
Yeah.
Um, I am and this is the question that we received about this game, so I'll read it. The Don Rob says, "With Xenoblade Chronicles 3 getting bumped up, what is against I'll read the second question first. What's getting
Yeah.
delayed because of the move to release it early?" So that's been the conversation around this
Yeah.
game. Like, it's either unbridled excitement and, hey, the Xenoblade games are supposed to be great. I still haven't played
Hmm.
any of them. Judgment-free zone, remember.
Hmm.
Um, I wonder if this isn't like everybody's saying Splatoon 3 is gonna get bumped.
Everyone's saying that. Yeah. I
I
can believe that.
I'm struggling with it because, like, timeline-wise, I would believe that. But the problem is
Yeah.
that's the game they've showed the most gameplay of. Like, that's the game that they seem to
Yeah.
be done with, the closest to. So, like, I hate that. I don't want you to delay that game. I would have rather either something happened or there's another
Hmm.
spot they're trying to fill that we're just not considering. But Splatoon
Yeah.
3 seems to be the most likely.
It
Um,
seems like it is. I can believe Splatoon 3 being a little bit pushed, not like too far, not like months on end, but Could be
I
like
could see
another
them
month.
being swapped. So then
Yeah.
Splatoon hits in September. And I will read this because Bex reminded me to read it. So
Go for it.
a rushed game is eventually good, but a delayed game is bad forever. Shigemoto said that.
Yes, Migaru
It's-
Shigemoto, thank you so much for that
I
inspiring quote.
that's an interesting way to put that.
Mhm.
I'm of two minds here. Like, I really want Xenoblade Chronicles 3 to come out because people are very excited about it, right?
Yeah.
But I will be really sad if that delays Splatoon 3, which is a game that I am really, really looking forward to.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I mean, both are coming out this year, so you're not gonna have to wait too long for either of those games. I can see it because of Splatoon 3, but also it just kind of proves it really proves like hard evidence right now. Nintendo sits on things forever
yeah.
until they're ready.
They
And I
also
think you go for it.
they also make their own rules. Like,
They make their own
unabashed,
rules,
they have
yes.
no chill about it. They do what they want. How often
Mhm.
in the last decade, how many times have we seen a game get pushed forward
Yeah.
instead of delayed? That doesn't happen. Only Nintendo can pull that move. Like, I
Nothing
read this
happens.
tweet
Yeah.
5 times, then read it out loud to my girlfriend, and I said, "That doesn't happen." Like,
That
what?
never happens, yeah.
Never happens. So yeah, they do sit on things. They wait to release them when they're ready and when they think it's the right time. So clearly
Mhm.
they think this is the right time.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, for sure.
you know.
It just goes to show you what other games are they sitting on other than Advance Wars, which they delayed it on purpose.
On purpose,
Also,
yes.
when do you think that will come back?
I
I'm
think they're
curious.
because they specifically delayed it due to the
Mhm.
current political climate of
Yes.
in Russia with the Ukraine. So I don't know. I wonder, are they going to sit on it until there's some sort of resolution or, steps in the right
Yeah.
direction? Are they going to just say we have to dump this thing out at a certain point? I don't think
Mhm.
they release that that this calendar year.
Okay.
I
Okay.
wonder if
Yeah, I
this
agree with you
bump up
actually.
I
Mhm.
wonder if this bump up was to account for missed revenue from that
Yes.
not releasing this year.
I'm believing more in that. Like, I think
Yeah.
Splatoon 3 could have hit still, like in summer, like
Mhm.
August, like early August. I can still believe that. But yeah, I don't know if Advance War would push a lot of sales, but it was part of the plan. It was part of
Yeah,
the fiscal plan. Hey, this game is gonna come out, and then they had to
correct.
delay it. I agree with you though. If the Ukraine and Russian had peace right now, like right today,
They would dump
they're
it on
gonna
us next
wait.
week. Yeah,
Really?
if that situation politically resolved itself, they would dump this
Mm.
game on us immediately. It would be fast.
Oh,
It would
okay.
because it was close to release when they delayed it. It's done. They're waiting for it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
but now they're looking at it like, well, we have to fill this revenue gap. So
Yeah.
this could go two ways. Splatoon 3 could get delayed, or they could dump those two games out back to back and say, well, they're targeting different audiences anyway. Here's a June,
Yeah.
here's a July, go forth and prosper.
Let
You
me
know?
tell you, all the people that are playing, they're gonna buy Xenoblade. They're gonna buy Splatoon 3 as well. It
Yeah, a
doesn't
lot of them.
matter when.
There are
Yeah.
people who will play both. There are people who will jump
Yeah.
onto Salmon Run in one evening and then Xenoblade when they have
Yeah.
off time. Like they don't
Yeah.
compete with each other. So Nintendo could dump them close together, and I don't think it would hurt the sales of either game. So
Mhm.
to me,
I agree with you. And what is a good entry point into this series? The Dawn Rob, I would suggest played Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition on
right,
Switch. That is
right,
the first game you should play.
yeah,
If you don't have X, that's okay. It's only on Wii U. It's stuck on the Wii U, unfortunately. But then 2 and then Torna. Like I would
yeah.
definitely start with the Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition because I think it's the I don't know. People are back and forth with 1 and 2, but the first one is more accessible, and I think it's just easier to understand. For 2, it gets a little crazy, and the graphics aren't the best handheld wise on Switch. But yeah, I had a great time with the first one last year or a
Answer
couple
this
years ago
question for
now.
me. Is it a continuation on the same story? Or are they
Well,
separate
they're
games that don't link? Like,
they link. They
okay, they
definitely
link.
link.
Okay.
They're in the same universe, and 3 is kind of like putting them more together. Like
Mhm.
3 is it. 3 is.
Okay.
I feel like if they do a Xenoblade Chronicles 4, it's not gonna. I feel like it's just like an end of a trilogy to me. It kind of looks like it. But we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
I just want Monolith Soft to do something different too.
I agree. But
Xenoblade Chronicles is getting a little long in the tooth for me. Seeing all the cover arts and everything. So
I think
yeah.
they do that really well though, and that's what people want from them. So it's tough. Like for me, yeah, I want to see new things all the time.
Mhm.
But I understand why they're just like, let us, do what we're good at. Like it's like the
Yeah.
folks who do Gears of War. It's like let them do what they're good at to a certain extent, But
Yeah.
also we want to see them roll the dice. It's a tricky situation. So
For sure. But yeah, I rewatched the trailer. It's great. The story looks interesting. We got a big reveal on the novelty part of this game where it kind of merges two characters in together in this weird robot Xenoblade whatever
Sure.
thing.
I believe you.
Transformer, Gundam.
Is it a robot in disguise, Garrett? What?
Basically. And apparently you can control 7 characters at a time in the
My brain, I'm
battlefield. 7.
Garrett, I'm so old. I'm so old. You know that I'm like almost 40, right? Like what? How am I? That's so many brain threads. I can't. I need to lay down. I gotta take a nap. I need my walker. I'm too old for this game. Clearly,
I
right?
screenshot this on YouTube, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me? How much just crap that's all over the screen? There's
Oh
buttons on
no.
the right, there's
No.
numbers flying off the monsters, and there's literally 7 characters on the left-hand screen." And I'm like, "Oh no, they're going all out on this."
4 is too many for me sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, yo, slow your roll. Okay, 4 is a lot.
Mhm.
All right. How am I gonna remember all their names? Like, I need a flow
Mhm.
chart. Oh, 7? Sweet Jesus. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So, anyways, if you guys want to know more history about Monolith Soft, me and Ryan over at the RPG Cave did a full episode about the history of that. So go check that out. We definitely talked more than what they've done with Xenoblade Chronicles. So hopefully they do something else. All right, let's go on with the news, Elaine. So the next thing is the biggest leak of all this week. Everyone's excited. Everyone was cheering about it. I feel like I couldn't escape from it, and I was getting a little tired of it, but let's go. Nintendo's Game Boy emulator for Nintendo Switch Online has been leaked, and I'll go through all the little bullet points here. There's this Twitter account, Trash Bandicoot, kind of shared some files that came from 4chan that include Nintendo developed GBA and Game Boy emulators. And then data miner Mondo Mega compiled a list of games tested for the service, but it's not a guarantee they'll be arriving on the service. And then they have code names, Game Boy emulators called Hayoko, and then GBA emulators called Sloop. Some of the games include Castlevania, GBA games, the Fire Emblem games, F-Zero, Golden Sun, all really the Nintendo first party stuff. You got Pokemon in there, you got Warland and Minish Cap. They also been testing the cable connection between Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald for quite some time. And then I added this a little bit in there. Oatmeal Dome mentioned that there's traces left behind in the code appear to indicate that the GBA emulator is being co-developed by Nintendo Europe Research and Development, or NERD, and Panasonic Vietnam, which have some history on some emulation. The biggest thing that I'm reserved judgment on is there's indicating that there's easy flash cartridges, which is basically these GBA cartridges that you put into your system and you load up a bunch of ROMs onto your GBA system. Is kind of interesting. But yeah, there's just this huge leak and everyone's going on about it. Now, a lot of people are believing that these emulators are about to come out. What do you think, Elaine? What do you think about these GB and GBA emulators?
We just discussed how Nintendo is fully willing to sit on things until they're ready to release them. Fully willing to sit on them. So there's just as much probability that we see these in months and months and months from now than anything else. Also, this is a tough one for me to fully buy in on. One, because of the Easy Flash cartridge part of the leak, and 2, because that is a greatest hits game list. And that doesn't happen. Nintendo doesn't do that, or I would have had Earthbound sooner. Okay, I'm not mad. You're mad. So like that is almost my GBA greatest hits list
Mhm.
right there. Like that's real close. The Golden Suns are in there. Aria of Sorrow and Circle of the Moon are two of the best Castlevania games. And also, there is Aria of Sorrow and Circle of the Moon I'm not buying because there's a GBA Advanced collection that you can purchase. So the
Yeah,
idea that those games
that's
would be
interesting.
licensed for this service for free to people is nil. That's not going to
Mm,
happen. Why would Konami do
yeah.
that? They make pachinko machines. They don't make money.
Well, I mean, to
So
counter argue that, Sega has that same thing as well. They have the Sega Classic collection
sure,
where you can buy separately, but also they've been having this service with the expansion pack. But I get it. Like they really went all out with the GBA Castlevania games. Like, and they're like, hey,
they
these are high quality,
yes, that's a
remade. Here you
and
go.
and like Sega has been making other games. They make money on Sonic Mania. They've done okay for themselves. They're not in a great position, but Sega publishes other games. Konami doesn't. So why
Mhm.
would Konami give these away for free? We'll put air quotes around it to Nintendo's online subscribers when they want you to buy their collection, right? Like that's
Mhm.
tough. I'll counter argue my own point. The leaks have said these are tested for the service.
Yeah.
So they may have been picked specifically because they push or nudge the emulator
Mhm.
in one direction or another for some specific reason.
Yeah.
But like this list is like very close to almost too good to be true. Like having both Golden Suns,
Yeah.
having both Metroid games, both Fusion and Zero Mission in one list. Um
This
like
sounds like an
the
ambassador 3DS
Minish
GBA
Cap,
games.
like this is just like the greatest hits list. You know what I mean? That Mario Kart Super
Mhm.
Circuit is one of the better Mario Karts.
Oh, really?
Very good.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I am skeptical. Do I want it to happen? I would love it to happen. There are great GBA
Mhm.
games that a lot of people did not play.
Yeah.
Do I fully buy in on this leak? No, not the way that it lists. Like if this was to come out tomorrow, that list of games would not be there available.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
I can understand Nintendo testing this out, having some emulators in the background. Of course, I would think GB and GBA would be the next step before GameCube, before anything
Oh,
else.
absolutely.
These are the next
Yes.
systems to come out. It's just this easy flash cartridge really got me. Guys, these are like legit like hacked
They're
like
they're
this
ROM
is for
carts.
homebrew. Yeah,
That's what we used to yeah, that was ROM carts. That's what people used to do. I
yeah.
don't think we're ever gonna see this is gonna be a unpopular opinion. I don't think we're ever gonna see GameCube games on this service.
Yep.
I think we're
No,
more
I can
likely to
believe that.
see those get remastered and sold
Yes.
again. But I think you're right. It's gonna be Game Boy, GBA, GB Color together,
Yes.
as one emulated service. But
Mhm.
they'll be behind the scenes, 2 different emulators, obviously, but they'll be the next drop. But I don't know that we're like, if we were to get this list day 1,
Mhm.
this list by itself almost justifies the price of admission for the bump up in price to that
Yeah.
higher tier of service. Because this is a list of incredible, incredible quality games that have held up against the test of time to me.
Yeah. It would be
So
great to play these on the TV too. They've like
I
you
can still
rarely
do
get
that.
that chance.
I
I
can still
know.
do that, Garrett. I've got my
You got
Game Boy.
that
I've got my GameCube
GameCube.
with the Game Boy player and an
That's
HDMI
insane, isn't it?
adapter. I'm a
Yeah.
baller.
You can do everything, literally.
I'm a baller.
I have my Retroid Pocket, but it has the suckiest upscaling to
It's not
like a
great.
bigger monitor. Yeah.
It's not yeah, you
I
don't
just
wanna do
play it
that
on
on a TV.
handheld.
That's the way to
Yeah.
do that. I have one of those too, but yeah, like I want this to happen. Like I don't
I
wanna be
want
a
this to
naysayer,
happen
but I
too.
don't think this is gonna be a short term. This could be a holiday thing.
It could
Um,
be.
make numbers by the end of the year for their subscription service, but I don't see them being in any rush. They're gonna sit on this till they feel like they don't have games for a while, and then this is
Yeah,
what they're gonna give you.
I could totally see this not being this year too. It's just
Oh,
one of those
yeah.
leaks that kind of surfaced and then it's just gonna go by the wayside, just like the Switch Pro guys.
Yep.
It's just gonna surface and then just
Could
go
be.
away. Yeah.
They'll just and
Um,
like we've discussed, they'll just sit on it till they're ready, and they feel like
you
if
know?
they have to. Oh, we've got a lull, oh, we've got delayed games
Yeah,
here, you know? So, we did have
for
a related
sure.
question. Adam wanted to know what games do you hope will come to the rumored Game Boy Switch Online catalog? If I had my
Mhm.
choice, it's like most of that list, but
Yes.
I almost don't want them to stick those Castlevania games on because I think what
That
they
would
did to
suck.
them for the collection was very good. So,
Yeah, I agree.
but like Golden Sun 1 and 2, yes.
Yes.
That specific Mario Kart, yes, both of those Metroid games, absolutely. Minish Cap, a lot of people didn't play and should.
I did not play Minish Cap at all. I didn't know it was a thing. I didn't know it was good.
It's really
Advance
good.
Wars is, I don't know if that's in there, but
It wasn't.
I don't see that being ever
No, because they're
emulated.
creating a
'Cause they're
port, a new version.
Yeah.
The Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga would surprise me as well, because they released an up-res version of that game, well, ported version of that game for 3DS. So I don't know.
Okay, cool. Sounds
Um,
good. Yeah.
I mean, like
I'm
this
sure the
is.
Kirby games will
Oh
be on
yeah,
there.
Kirby. Yeah.
Pokemon, I still think that Pokemon's gonna do its own thing. Like
Mhm.
having Pokemon in an emulation and virtual console, it's like no. A Pokemon company is gonna try to drain every ounce of money out of you that
Yeah.
it can away
Yeah.
from Nintendo. They're gonna do their own Pokemon subscription service, and I will buy into that.
Or
That's
they're
what
gonna
I would
start
do.
releasing generational collections that are up-res. They're gonna do something
Yeah.
to make money. They're too good at making money to choose anything
hmm
else. But
I could see side games, but not the
mhm.
mainline games.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. But yeah, they're like Mystery Dungeon maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Mystery Dungeon for sure. But yeah, great list, great set of leaks. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, with the Nintendo emulator leaks and everything. Yep. No, it's okay. The next story that we got going on is this interesting story from Axios, actually. Um, Nintendo hit with a labor complaint. Now, I don't know. I was hesitant to put this into the story itself. But basically, in the story, there's this one person that was hired by Nintendo, and this hiring firm, Ashton Carter. Yeah, Ashton Carter. Basically, those two companies are getting hit with a complaint to the National Labor Relations Board. Basically, and I quote from Axios: an unnamed worker is alleging that Nintendo and the firm it uses for hiring contractors violated their legal protected right to unionize. And according to a new filing with the National Labor Relations Board, kind of the biggest thing here is that we've been seeing a lot of these around in the gaming space, in the gaming industry. Basically, the what's the right to unionize, and also just like with industry in general and companies, seeing that Nintendo is not like not impenetrable from this. That there's going to be some questions around unionizing, and Nintendo may or may not be violating those rights in specific countries. Oh man, I'm sorry, Elaine.
It's okay. The COVID cough comes back and gets me every once in a while. I'm okay.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Woo! There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Keep it going, Garrett. We're good.
All right. Well, that's basically the story. The bottom line is there's this guy. They're gonna have an investigation going on with Nintendo and this hiring firm about this complaint going on, and this won't go unnoticed with the National Labor Relations Board. Just wanted to mention that. But in breaking news,
Oh, breaking.
breaking news.
Huge
Nintendo of
breaking
America.
news. Hold on to your butts.
Yes, Nintendo of America on Twitter released 3 classic Sega Genesis games made available just now on the Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack: Space Harrier 2, Shining Force 2, and Sonic the Hedgehog Spinball.
Sonic Spinball.
Yeah, I've been liking this type of releases with the Sega Genesis games, just rolling out randomly, giving us a little bit by bit, not increasing the price at all or anything, but it's good to have these little extra garnishes of these Sega Genesis games. I know Shining Force is a big strategy RPG type of franchise. So guys, if you're into Fire Emblem,
Play Shining
definitely.
Force. Yeah.
You definitely play Shining Force. Yeah, for sure. Other than that, I haven't played Space Harrier 2 or heard of it, but or Sonic the Hedgehog Spinball. I was not much of a Genesis person at all.
I played Sonic Spinball on my Game Gear. I think I still own that copy of that game.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's Sonic Pinball. It's fun. I like it.
Okay. Sounds
I
good.
like it, man. good stuff.
So, hey, free games. If you got that expansion pack, there you go. There's 3 new games. Also on the Switch, we got Dragon Quest Builders 2 getting a free trial. You can play it now up until April 26th that night at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. I don't know if you played this, Elaine, but I played this extensively on Switch. Oh, you did?
I didn't play it
Awesome.
on Switch, but I played on Xbox. Yo, the Dragon Quest Builders games are great. Like, do you like
They're
Dragon Quest?
fantastic.
Do you like Minecraft? It's great. It's
Yeah.
really good. They're really fun.
It's
Highly
really
recommend.
awesome. Basically, what you do in these games is that you, it's kind of like Minecraft, where it's a little blocky, and like you create blocks and build stuff on top of each other in these cube like kind of geometry. The biggest thing with Dragon Quest Builders is that it has a structure to it where there's a
Did we lose Garret? We might have lost Garret. Garret's gone. It's just me then. So kicked Garret right off. Oh no, it's just me. Oh, now it's not even me.
Wow.
Now you're back.
Oh,
You just killed it. You just killed
how
the whole
did I
thing.
kill it? And now I'm eat the hype right now. Great. Anyways, go play Dragon Quest Builders 2. West 30p says, who has played Dragon Quest Builder and why isn't everyone playing it? Guys, play Dragon Quest Builders. It's super fun.
Yeah.
There's a trial for it. Check it out. I know it was on Game Pass once upon a time or something on Xbox. So definitely
I'm gonna add
check
a
that
piece
out.
of breaking news in here, Garret. It's not really breaking. This happened last week, but everybody knows that I care about this, so we're gonna talk about it. And it's not in here, and I'm very upset. There's another Tetris Maximus Cup, and it starts soon.
Oh yes.
And it's gonna be Kirby, and I'm very excited. I put it on the Google shared calendar, and my girlfriend opened it up, and she was like, "You're adorable. There are 5 days of Tetris on this calendar." I'm like, "I'm not gonna forget about this event." So that's soon. So if you want to get
that, yeah.
I think there's more than one theme in this one too. So
that's so
the
cool.
Tetris 99, get some Kirby themes.
Yeah, get some Kirby themes going on. I saw that. I was thinking of putting it in there, and then I was like, man, I should have known Elaine being on here. She would absolutely love this.
Got you.
Tetris Cup. Get all the themes, Elaine. How many hours you have that in that game now?
Over 700 total.
Goodness.
I have over 100 wins too. I'm very good at Tetris, it turns out.
But a legend.
I think John32 in the chat has asked if I'm playing Kirby Forgotten Land. I was probably going to start that this weekend.
Cool.
It is. I finally feel well enough now to play video games, so I'm probably going to try to do that.
Cool.
So yeah, that's on my list of things to do. So I'm going to play this Tetris Cup, and then I'm going to play the Kirby. That's my weekend.
Nice.
Now we can proceed with your regularly scheduled news.
Sure. This sounds good. Sonic Origins is releasing on June 23rd, which is Sonic's 31st birthday. It will include Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic 3, and Knuckles and Sonic CD. It will be $40 digital standard edition with an extra $5 for the digital deluxe edition, which will include bonus difficult missions, letterbox backgrounds, and exclusive tracks. There's modern upgrades like full screen mode, updated music, anniversary mode with unlimited lives, and then new optional missions in each game, completing them. Awards currency that unlocks items in the game's museum. So a nice little collection of Sonic. I'm not a huge Sonic fan, but what do you think?
I like Sonic. I think, and people can correct me if I'm wrong. Has Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic 3, ever been remastered? Like, is this the first time this is happening? I'm fairly certain it is. I don't think it's been in any other collection. So that's like actually a pretty big deal. And I believe that one of the people who worked on that game tweeted about being willing to remaster it, but never being asked. And they finally asked him. So them. I'll use them because I'm not sure gender pronouns. But this is very, like, I loved that game and its double snap cartridges.
Oh, really?
So you could put, so it had Sonic and Knuckles, it was a cartridge that had another slot at the top. And you could put Sonic 1 or Sonic 2 into it and put Knuckles in those games, I believe. It was
That's
wild.
crazy.
It was wild. So I'm like really excited that this is finally like, okay, Sonic and Knuckles was in past collections, but it's the first remaster of it, and the last collections were just ports. Okay, so I'm not
Wow.
wrong. But that Sonic and Knuckles is rad. So, and I really liked it. So I'm excited to have this.
Man,
I will
Sega's
buy this.
on a high
See?
right now with this
Yeah, Sega doesn't
collection.
just yeah, they
Plenty
don't just
other
make
things going on with them. Of course, Sonic with the new movie being out and
I've
that
heard
being
it's
better than the first one.
the first movie
Like,
was actually really good, so I do want to see the
mhm.
second one. Jim Carrey is classic Jim Carrey in these films. I will
That's
say that.
awesome.
It was very
I
good in
miss
the
Jim
first one,
Carrey.
so it's good Jim
It's been a
Carrey.
while since I've seen them.
It's
Yeah.
good Jim Carrey.
Looks good. Definitely would like to check that out sometime. I had just never been a Sonic fan. I didn't even recognize Sonic existed until the 360.
What? Oh, that's right. You're a
Yeah,
child. That doesn't
I'm
count.
a child, remember? I had what was the Sonic, the one that had like split in the middle? It had like a dark Sonic, like beastly
No,
Sonic.
no, Garrett, no.
I had that
Ew,
one. That was my
get
first
out.
Sonic game.
Oh, I'm sorry. No wonder you hate Sonic.
Yeah,
Like, why would
and I
no.
really enjoyed Sonic Heroes on GameCube.
Why are you like this? Why? Or you like
Yeah,
so the secret good Sonic games are Sonic Mania is very good. And then
yeah,
Sonic, like I think it was 3DS, Dark Brotherhood or something like that, which I think is an RPG.
I've heard.
I
Yes,
is
on
really
the
good.
DS or something like that,
DS or
right?
3DS, I forget which one it came
Mm-hmm.
out on. I own it somewhere in this house. It's great. And then obviously Sonic, Sonic 2, and Sonic and Knuckles. But I am very excited, very
Yes.
excited about this collection. Let's do
Mm-hmm.
this. There's more collections happening. There's all
And
kinds
more
of things happening.
collections happening. The next thing is TMNT Shredder's Revenge is getting a release window and it will launch this summer. And there was a new gameplay of the first two stages, about 11 minutes of it.
Mhm.
Are you excited for
Oh yeah.
TMNT?
Yeah,
Oh,
I am
okay.
really excited. I'm also really
Nice.
excited for that Cowabunga collection that they're also releasing soonish, and they just put up a huge special edition of
Yeah.
that. I did not buy that special edition because it's largely just an art book. I'm good.
Hmm.
But I
Hmm.
love the arcade beat 'em up TMNT games, and I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters, which was a
Yeah.
SNES Genesis era fighting game. I love that game. So
Nice.
I'm excited about the collection for Tournament Fighters, and I'm excited about Shredder's Revenge for new beat 'em up TMNT. Really, really pumped.
Yeah, I mean it's coming back. You know, we got beaten down by Platinum's wonderful Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in time. Oh my gosh, that was a stupid game. I remember
Yep.
that being not
I
good
want
at
to talk about
all.
it. Bad.
But like I'm really interested in these new beat 'em ups because it's a fresh new take on it in 2022. So
Streets of
glad
Rage
these.
4 was really good. So
Yeah.
let's keep it going. Do you know what I mean?
And then
That's how I
Scott
feel about it.
Pilgrim re-released, and
Yeah.
I think they're definitely
Yeah.
coming back. So sweet, let's bring on some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Next thing, Digimon Survive. I don't know what they're thinking, but they decided to announce this after Xenoblade Chronicles 3 announced. They set their release date to July 29th as well. It's a tactical RPG. It looks great, but I feel like most JRPGs are nerds like me. This is not going to be the first one that they're going to go to, and they're going to just wait it out. But it's really cool to see that having a release date.
This was a poorly
Gearbox,
chosen one, but sure.
yeah,
Sure. I mean, like,
yeah.
because I'm a defiant child of a human, I'm just like, I'll buy this one instead. I'll buy them both. I don't know who I think
You'll
I'm
buy
gonna
them. I'll
I'm
definitely wait for a sale for Digimon Survive. There's plenty other tactical RPGs I need to play this year.
Sure.
Project Triangle Strategy.
Oh, right. I own
One.
that. Yeah, I should probably
You
play that
do?
later.
Oh, I don't.
You can
Because
see the stack of games behind me that haven't been logged into my collection yet or played.
you're literally pointing
Look at
at
that
them.
little box. The stack. I'm like holding them with my finger. Look. Oh,
Mhm.
it's bad. It's really bad.
For
I have a
sure.
problem. Okay.
And then I'm very excited for this. I don't know if this will be on Switch, but Gearbox is reviving the Tales from the Borderlands series. It is coming in this year, 2022.
Yeah.
And the full announcement's coming later in the summer. It's so Gearbox makes the Borderlands series in that world, and then they had partnership with a previous developer, Telltale. They're kind of still around, but they're kind of just not there anymore. They had a huge blow up, but it was a very good game. It is out on Switch as well. Tales from the Borderlands, the first season. I played it on 360 back in the day.
Same.
I think it's one of the best Telltale games out there.
Agree.
Honestly. Great cast of characters, very funny, very comedic, and it sets in the Borderlands world very nicely. So hopefully the second season will come into Switch too. But I wouldn't hold my breath.
I wouldn't hold your breath either. I would say,
Yeah.
I would argue that for me, that's some of the best Borderlands writing in Tales from the
Yes.
Borderlands. Like, I think that's the
Easily.
best writing they've done. Easily. If you have not played, please do. It's really good. It's a good
Yes.
Telltale game too. Really, really recommend.
It goes on sale quite a bit as well.
It does. They get cheap often. And if you're on Steam, like, they're super cheap on PC.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and Tales from the Borderlands is out on everything, so you can look at it basically everywhere. And then lastly, Rebecca says hi. She's out in PAX East having a good time, and she'll rock it at one of her kind of host panels. I forgot which one. It's like the history of Zelda or something like that. It's like some Zelda nerd stuff I don't understand or whatever she's doing. But hopefully she has a good time in Boston. Go meet her. Go say hi. And everything like that. And please look for her review of Nintendo Switch Sports next week ahead of its April 29th release. That's super cool that she got a review code for that.
Yep.
I am interested to hear what she says about
I'm
Nintendo
excited
Switch
for that
Sports.
game to come out. There's all these kids in my house. So I have people to play the dumb sports games with. Very excited.
See, I would totally buy that game if I had kids. Like, it's like, that's an instant buy because
agree.
You got the bowling, you got the tennis. But I don't have much people over, and it's not a huge family guy. Oh my goodness, my Spotify turned on. Okay, let's pause that.
Garret,
you just basically
your computer. Stop touching your face. Like, you got ghosts. You want ghosts?
I tapped on my thing, on my little headphones, and they just like to, queue up the Spotify.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Hey, it's my Zen music while I code, like basically the whole day. But that's basically it for the news, Elaine.
We did it.
So
I only had one coughing fit. I'm very proud of myself.
I'm proud of you too. All right, so let's read the Shack questions direct from you guys. And the first one is from Delvin at Delvin Cox. He asks, and this is a good question. What Japan-only Switch title would you like to see come to the States? My pick is the Yokai Watch games. I did not realize the Yokai Watch had games on the Switch in Japan.
Yeah, they do. And that's not a bad pick. Like, I can't think of anything else off the top of my head that I would jump on. The Yokai Watch games are a good pick.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. There's a lot of there's not a lot of Japan only Switch titles anymore, Delvin. There was this one, oh man, I have to think about it. Is it Level 5 games? I really got to think about this.
Oh boy, Garret is probably Googling.
It's really churning my head right now. I think people know what I'm talking about. There's this developer that originally was releasing in the US as well, and they decided to release this in Japan only. It's a robot game. I know it is.
Of course, it's a Gundam game. That would make the
most sense. It's a robot Gundam Japan only Switch game. Let me look that up.
You could throw a rock and trip over 15 of those. I mean, like, I feel like
there is a Gundam game Japan only called like Gundam G Generation for Nintendo Switch.
That tracks.
Let me do it without the Gundam on robot. I know people know what I'm talking about when I
sure?
They just released it too.
He's younger than me, internet, by like a decade, and he can't remember.
Hold on. I'm looking it up. Level 5's Mech Battle RPG. Oh, what's it called? It's coming this year. Only in Japan. This was last year in 2021. Megaton Musashi.
That sounds like a Japanese only game to me.
That is Level 5's latest game. Next big project since 2016. And people don't know Level 5. What did they make again? They made very well-renowned games on the Switch. Well,
Yeah.
you got the RPGs, Ni no Kuni as well,
Yep.
Fantasy
I was
Life,
gonna say
Dark Cloud.
Yep.
Yeah.
Level 5 has made good games. They've also made some bad ones in the last few years.
Yeah. Oh, they made Yokai Watch as well. So
there are some that I kind of wish would get physical releases here. Like the Dot Hack collection that just came out is digital only in the US, but is getting a physical release in Japan. I want like some of those to give me like physical versions. I like owning the cartridges. I'm an old fashioned lady who likes holding things in my paws. So,
Yeah. But other than that, Delvin, I don't know much Japan only Switch games these days. Like it's that's a tricky one. There's definitely like older classic games like the What If Shin Megami Tensei game. There's a couple Fire games that are Japan only. You could definitely pick those out back in the late 80s or 90s. But yeah, anyways. The next question comes from Brendan Myers at The Winter Gamer, and he asks, what is your ideal scenario to introduce someone to your favorite game? Person's age, time of year, system, access to internet, etc.
Okay, look. You should experience Persona 4 the way that I experienced Persona 4. Unemployed during the summer, playing the video game in your underwear without having kids around, front windows open, fresh air coming in, cold drinks. Okay? That's how I experienced Persona 4. I highly recommend experiencing it like that. That's what I would say. And it's one of my favorite games probably of all time.
So. Oh my gosh, that sounds like the best situation possible.
I played that game between when I got my master's degree and when I got a job, and there was a gap of a couple weeks in there, and I basically just binged that game like morning to night. I had no kids. I had some cats. I was deeply unemployed at the time. It was great. I lived my best life there. It's up there. It's not my favorite game, but it's the best experience to experience a game for me. So,
for sure. Oh man, Persona 4. That's a good callback. I wish I was in your shoes when I played that game. I would probably do the same thing. I can imagine some like pizza, like some pizza that you just ordered earlier in the day. It's just right there,
still sitting there.
Yeah, and it's like 2 a.m. You're like, you know what? I think I'm gonna grab a slice right now and just.
Yeah, I will. There's actually a leftover slice of pizza in my fridge right now that maybe calls to me. But
Yeah. Nice.
Yep. So,
this is a good question, Brendan. I'm sorry I didn't think about this much, but my best experiences with games is always multiplayer and cooperative. So with my the sleepover, the sleepovers with the friends, Super Smash Brothers, Melee, I would play that just on the tail end of the night with my friends, just going on hours and hours and hours. That's in like just being with your friends and you're just having a good time. That's like one of my favorite experiences with.
That's a good one.
Those like in gaming in general. Like I like my single player games and I like experiencing them, but I don't have a specific situation at all because I feel like I've always been like on the go or on the run with my life, but like I just think of sleepovers and I'm like, okay, I'm just like tonight I am with my friend and we're having a good time with Super Smash Brothers, especially Super Smash Brothers Melee. That was like one of my most played games.
It's funny that you mentioned that. Like one of the best ways I experienced like one of my favorite games, it was Ocarina of Time. I went to my friend's house and we had a sleepover and we stayed up almost all night playing that game and figuring out the temples and stuff.
Nice.
And she had a ferret that would sat on my shoulder and like hung out on my shoulder and watched me do the water temple. So that was another really cool. I have some weird stories from my youth, I guess. So her ferret just like hung out like right up here and was like, yo, what you doing? The whole
That's
night.
Pretty funny.
That was really cool. And that was a fun way, but figuring out puzzles together. I also played the original Metroid that way with my friend when we were kids. He was the driver and I would sit and draw maps and tell him where to go. And I was the navigator.
Oh, that's so cool.
That was a really fun way to do that too. So those are like some of my favorite ways to experience games with people is like collaboratively, So
Yeah, that's super neat. And Kyle asks, "Is that the best Smash game though, Garrett?" And I'm 100% objectively yes.
Walk
Super
away from
Smash
that,
Brothers
Garrett.
Melee is the best Smash game.
Melee is a good Smash game, and I don't like Smash,
Can't,
so
can't even compete.
oh god.
And guys, there's some people out there denying Super Smash Brothers is gonna come into the N64.
It probably
Like
will,
collection.
right?
It probably will.
Probably will.
I think it will. And there's some people that's like absolutely not, and I'm like, no, it will. Like it's totally different from the latest Smash game. So
Yeah, it's older. The older games are very different. Yep.
So the Don Rob asks, "Is there a genre of game you just really don't like?" He says, "I know I don't like visual novels or horror games, but what about y'all? For me, it's always been shooters, especially first-person shooters. I have never been gravitated to them, and frankly, I'm bad at them, including Splatoon." So, what
I
about
would
you?
probably, as a general rule, there are exceptions to this rule now as I've gotten older. I would say strategy RPGs is probably my least favorite genre. Like it has to be a
Okay.
really good one to hit for me, or it has to have like the ones that are the most notable would be like Final Fantasy Tactics and Jeanne d'Arc, which were both PSP games, basically. Those two like grabbed a hold of me. There have been a couple of other ones over the years, but like that is the one genre that it's just not my favorite, and it has to be exceptional and really stand out
Cool.
for me to love it. So
Cool. Well, yeah, that's a good one. That hurts me quite a bit, but I understand. Some tactical
I know how
RPGs,
you feel.
you can get wrong with the tactical RPGs.
I
They can be
know.
super unbalanced
Yeah, and they're
very
just broken
easily.
and frustrating. Agree.
They
Yep.
can be very broken. I can understand that. For me, it's always been the sports games, and I'm not talking about cartoon sports. I'm thinking like FIFA, Madden, PGA,
Mm-hmm.
NBA, anything to do with those stupid acronyms.
Sims. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Sorry, I
Okay.
got to get it out there.
Whoa.
I shut off.
Mm-hmm.
I instantly shut off. I'm like, no, it's not for me. And I'm glad people love it, and I'm glad people love the sport. Like I understand how good it is. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just when I see it, I shut off. I'm like,
That's
no,
fair.
this
That's a good
is
answer
not
too.
for
I can
me.
that those are divisive. You either love sports games or you hate them. There have been a few over the years I've really loved. So I can't really write them completely off. But yeah.
Visual novels is
Oh, I
definitely
love
one of
those.
those. I love them, but they have to be cream of the crop. They
I
got to
kind of
be,
agree. Yeah.
yeah. There's a lot
Yeah.
of trash. There's a lot of visual novel trash games out there.
Number one
Just go,
garbage genre. Yes,
you
absolutely.
just go on Steam, just look up visual novels. You'll have a good time
Yep.
looking at all the various games from Japan
Mhm.
for $2. Anyways, Kyle the Pug asks, non-Nintendo question, what is your favorite topping to put on pizza?
This is like my favorite question. We've been asked this question over the years on different podcasts before. My
Oh, for
favorite
sure. Yes.
pizza is you guys are gonna get mad. I don't care. Ham and pineapple with jalapenos. Salty, sweet, spicy. Ham, pineapple, jalapenos. In a best case scenario, I will swap up the ham for bacon. So bacon, jalapenos, and pineapple.
You
That's
like
my
read
favorite.
my mind.
That's my favorite.
Like that's so good.
It's
That's
delicious.
very,
Dude.
very good.
It's so good. So good.
I think I'll go with my other favorite topping go-tos, and it's definitely from Domino's. It will be white sauce, and then you got
Okay.
the grilled chicken, the roasted red pepper, and black olives.
All right. I'm into that too.
I can
love these.
just go to town with that. But yeah, bacon, jalapeno, pineapple. Whew, so good.
I think
Very, very
Kyle in
good.
the chat had said that one of my I think I recommended that on another PSVG podcast, and he said he tried it and was like, "Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's
It's
great.
good stuff.
It's super good." I think
Pineapple on pizza is right.
I like pineapple on pizza. I think spicy balance is a little better because sometimes you get like a really
Yes.
sweet pineapple is too far. So I like the
You
spicy
can't do
to.
too much pineapple. Like I saw, like
There's a ratio.
like pineapple like covered in pizza. I'm like, that's
No, no,
gross.
no, no.
Like you don't do that. No.
There needs to be a balance. That's why
Yeah.
I would go bacon and jalapenos with it to help even out the sweet. Otherwise, it's too sweet.
Yes.
So
It's just gross after that. All right, Sean Capri asked, the Nintendo pals recently roasted me for not acknowledging the Phantom Hourglass or Spirit Tracks as sequels to Wind Waker. They don't even register for me because of terrible stylus controls. If these games weren't Zelda games, would you have even given them a chance?
I probably would have played them because stylistically I liked the vibe. I may not have finished them. They are not my two favorite Zelda games. I'll say that. I don't dislike them as much as I dislike Majora's Mask. That game stresses me out. I can't
Okay.
finish Majora's Mask. It stresses me out so much.
That's my next Zelda game I'll eventually play this year.
I am curious to see how you feel about it. I do not. It's just stressful for me. So I liked those two games more than that. But if they weren't Zelda games, I might not have finished them. That's probably the best way to say it.
So back in that day, I did not get every game I wanted. And so I had to pick and choose. And I like Zelda. I like Link to the Past. So I was like, okay, sure, I'll get into these games too. And I was I surprisingly got into Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks. I didn't finish Spirit Tracks, definitely. I think that's the worst of the two.
I agree. Yeah.
There's some novelty behind it for sure. There's some puzzles in it that intrigued me when I was a child. But I didn't feel like I gravitated towards them at all. Yeah, it was sort of middling, more or less, similar to you.
Yeah.
It just was just okay. If they weren't Zelda games, I probably wouldn't get them because they did not have the Zelda brand. And I would be like, I don't know this game. It could be Professor Layton, and I'd be like, I don't know this game at all, and I wouldn't choose them. But yeah, I think the brand recognition there kind of lifts them up a little bit more. Eric wants to know, how do you grade the chances of ever seeing a Star Tropics reboot, and opinion as to why it's been dormant for so long? I had to look this game up, Elaine.
You did? Oh, that's because you're a child.
Because it released before I was born.
Look, Garrett. Okay, I'm gonna shake my walker at you. It's got tennis balls on the bottom so that I don't make too much noise when I walk through the nursing home. Okay.
Wow.
So I almost feel like if it hasn't happened by now, it's probably low chance. I like Star Tropics. Star Tropics is cool. I don't know. I don't know if they just don't feel like they can make money on doing a reboot, or if maybe they'll make a deal and shove it into somebody's online service later or something like that. But I don't know. Low chance to me.
Very low chance,
if it hasn't happened by now. So
yeah, when I saw this game and never seen the time of day after that, there must be a reason. And now it's been decades since then. I just don't think they're even thinking about it. They're like, well, Star Topics is right there. It's like, no, they're not thinking of that. They're thinking of I think they're thinking of Metroid first.
Maybe, yeah, probably. Yep.
Like these in F-Zero. There's plenty of other franchises that's been dormant. I mean, they've done Advance Force too. I just think Star Tropics is probably near the bottom of the list.
Yeah, like I said, if it was going to happen, I feel like it would have happened by now. But that's me.
Yeah. So. And then John would like to ask, if you could podcast with and interview anyone of your choosing, who would it be and why?
Do you have an answer to this?
No, this is a very general question. I mean, I don't know. I was thinking of a person like way back in the day, like a historical person, and just like, some brilliant guy. I don't know their personality either. So I don't know how well it's gonna go, how well I'm gonna jive with it.
I didn't consider that. I've been watching this this History Channel series called The Food That Built America, which is basically like stories, and this is awesome. If you have History Channel, it's all on demand. There's like 3 seasons of it, but they unpack like from the American Revolution forward, basically, like huge American food brands, and Hershey was one of them, and how he created a whole utopian like town around his factory.
Wow.
He would have been cool to talk to because he donated almost his entire fortune to charity. So like getting inside that dude's head, why he did what he did would be fascinating now that you're mentioning that. A couple of years back, I had the opportunity to sit down with Jeff Green, who was previously of like computer gaming. Yeah, he and I had a chat, a little interview. he's rad. He would have been up there on my list. Like, he's such a nice guy and such a genuinely fun guy to talk to. Like, that was really cool. I'll have to see if I can find that chat and re-release it at some point. He would have been up there if I hadn't already talked to him. But like, yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, like, not in games, somebody who created something from nothing and it ended up being a huge thing would be really cool to talk to. Especially, like, there's lots of entrepreneurs who've done it through the years for money and fame, but somebody who then donated their entire fortune, created like orphan schools and stuff like that. Like, he would be fascinating, Milton Hershey, to talk to. Like, that would have been amazing.
For sure. Yeah, I would like to talk to someone that did something like that, put their mark in history, but not did it for like any
money.
kind of fame or I mean, like, of course they'll be comfortable, but they're like, okay, I'm gonna give away as much as I can and and be humble about it. I didn't think about this too much. I was thinking of like Einstein, but I think he'd be way out there. I just want to see how he's like.
That would have been crazy. That's like sitting down with, like, you know, I don't know, boy, any of like modern billionaires, like the guys who did Twitter or Tesla. Like, I just don't want to talk to any of that crazy.
Oh, no, I mean? I don't want to talk to Elon Musk.
I don't want to talk to Elon Musk or any of that crazy. Fascinating, but crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think Einstein, he was a musical genius and also like a scientist too. I just want to like understand how his brain worked a little bit more.
Yeah, that'd be fascinating. That would be fascinating.
For sure. But I'm sure he would be a complicated guy to talk to. I think a lot of these people would be kind of complicated. But good question, John.
In the chat, John 32 in the chat said Anthony Bourdain, and that's a really good answer. I still watch his travel show, and I'm sad that he is gone. He seemed like a very genuine, fascinating man and chef. I read his book, Kitchen Confidential. He's fascinating. So, yep.
Cool. Well, I think that'll be it for the show. Thanks for coming back, Elaine.
I'm here. I give you guys a heart. I missed you guys so much. I missed the internet. I'm sorry for the horrendous coughing fit. Hopefully by the next time I'm on, that will be healed fully. But
for sure.
I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be back.
Well, yeah, and so that's pretty much it. We're done with the show. Rebecca will be back next week, and we'll be talking about all the latest Nintendo news. I'm hoping a Nintendo Direct is coming out, or some Nintendo news is coming out sooner rather than later. Maybe we just gotta wait till June. Basically,
probably, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But
cool.
One can hope, Garrett. You can always.
One could hope.
It's nice to want things. So
I mean, I'm satisfied with Xenoblade Chronicles 3 in July, so I think I'm good for the year. All right, well, we'll catch you guys next week, Koopalings. Goodbye.
Bye.
And bye-bye. Oh yeah, I gotta do the okay.